Hold on. Marcus, you don't take your butt outside and drill that ball in the
Concrete, welcome to All Ball. Format unique, all access for all y'all. What the spiel like? Back full of elite athletes that wanna teach and it speaks to the streets, so it feel right. Marcus Liberty, a legend on and off the court to give you what you need. Robert Reed is your co-host. Go. Yeah. Like and subscribe and follow like a crossover. Never know what might fall through this bitch tomorrow. So, All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. Cause all I know is All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. Cause all I know is All Ball Chicago.
Welcome to All Ball Chicago. I'm your co-host, Robert Bobby Reed, and I got the legend, the NBA veteran, the McDonald All-American, your host, Marcus, living in the building. What's up, Marcus?
What's up, my beautiful people? We had to give him a back-to-back, man, a back-to-back.
Yes, indeed. Like the Detroit Pistons in the 90s. Back-to-back,
Yes,
baby.
sir. Yes, sir, man. So I know we had my man Marty Embry on yesterday, and that was good. I mean, he shared some information, especially about what's going on with Paul, the history of the basketball program. But today, man, I wanted to talk about this. It's been on my heart, man, to start talking. Let's start talking about who is important. Like, you want to have that opportunity, whether it's a basketball player, football, whatever it may be, somebody that was important in your life that you never got that chance or that opportunity. Now is the chance, to redeem yourself, meaning if you got somebody now that's in your life and you want to share something, share some stories, tell them how much you appreciate their game, with the basketball or whatever. Let's give them their roses while they're still here.
That makes sense. That's a good idea right there, man. Well, let's start with you, man. You did your thing in high school. You did your thing in college. You went to the league. You always been a stand-up guy, in my opinion. I'm very proud of the way that you carried yourself after basketball. And you didn't let some of the downs, highs and lows that affected you over your career to make you go and do corrupt stuff. You know what I'm saying? You stayed the course, Liv. So, man, congratulations, man. Continue success with what you're doing. I want to give you your roses. You're the first person I'm giving your roses today. The big fella, Marcus Liberty, man.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that for real, man, because a lot of times we just don't get that opportunity to say, and then you start thinking, man, I wish, like me, for instance, I wish I would have reached out to Goody a little bit more and just, told him how much I appreciate what he was doing with the shorties, teaching, giving back at Bogan High School. But I didn't get that opportunity because we always think we can put things off and it can happen. I'll tell them later. So today, man, today's show, to all of our listeners out there, if you got anything anybody you want to share a moment with a high school player or somebody that you respected, let's give them a shout. I mean, I see people on our timelines talking. Somebody says Brian Leach. Brian Leach was a guy that they probably wish they had an opportunity to say something, but he's no longer with us. So it's a lot of people that we need to give them their roses while they're still here.
That makes
I appreciate
sense.
that, Bob. I appreciate that.
Hey, man, all the time, man. And Brian Leach, man, in my opinion, man, I went to Simeon. I was there with him. And he was a cool dude, man. He was real low key, pretty boy, always was clean, always smooth. I used to see him with his T-stick. So he had drafting all the time. Very intelligent brother, man. I don't think that he got his chance, man, to play ball for Simeon because they were so loaded over there. He didn't get his chance. And I understand he was a professional athlete. They say the man was cold. So let's give it up for Brian Leach. He's another one, man. He deserved to get his roses, man. He's not here. But every time I had a dude inbox me last week, like, what's that Chicago legend name, man? Everybody be talking about from the streets. I named somebody. He was like, no. I named somebody. He's like, no. I said, Brian Leach. He was like, yeah, that's him. Everybody know this dude, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, and also, it's a lot of people that didn't get that opportunity to even express how they felt really about Ben Wilson. I know a lot of people, read about him, but there's some people that actually knew him, and they probably never got that opportunity to tell him how much. Sure, he gets mad love now, but when he was here, well, did you ever have that opportunity to say that to him? And that's what this show is all about. That's what this segment is all about you telling that person now why they still here.
Right.
So
I had a chance to play. I had a chance to play against Ben coming out of 8th grade. I was playing with Mark Conway in Chicago. That's when they had the summer leagues at Chicago State, remember, for high school? You remember that? And Laurent Crawford was still at Simeon. He was on that team. And I was a little 8th grader coming out. James Farr was on the team, Melvin McCann. So I was playing with the varsity in the summer league up there as an 8th grader. And I ended up transferring to Simeon, and Ben saw me. He was like, dude, you here? He was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. He was like, man, you finna enjoy this, man. And then I remember we was in practice one time. We was tying up our shoe. He looked at me like, watch the show right here, young man. I'm finna show you some stuff. Ben was putting on a show in practice. You know what I'm saying? He reminded me a lot of you, Liv, as personality-wise. Everybody have a side of them that people don't particularly know about. But overall, as a person, he was a good dude, man. Right. So shout out to Benji, man. He was a good dude. He's just bad timing, wrong place, wrong time. Give it up to Tim Bankston, too, while he's here, man.
That's right.
I want to give Tim Bankston his roses right now. Tim Bankston was my favorite player in high school, dude. You know what I'm saying? Because I was a lefty. I had all that shake and bake, and he had it. So when I watched him play, I was like, man, this dude right here, man, And people don't give him his credit, Liv. I don't think they give him his credit for being the best player on that team in '84. Ben was little bro. That was big bro. You know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't for Tim Bankston, we wouldn't have won. We only lost one game that year, man.
Right.
So shout out to Tim Bankston, man.
And also we got to talk about guys like Isaiah Thomas, Mark Aguirre. Those are our Chicago legends that we looked up that are still here. No matter what they did or what you disagreed with them on, they were some bad boys on the court. So Isaiah Thomas and Mark Aguirre, I'm giving you mad love, man, because you helped a kid like me want to play ball from watching you guys get down on the court. And Sonny Parker also.
Oh, my Lord. Now you talk about Isaiah Thomas, man. I mean, Isaiah Thomas was like the basketball god. Between him and Clyde Bradshaw for DePaul. Those are my basketball influences as far as handling the ball. Because Clyde Bradshaw had ugly handles. Remember that when he played at Chicago State? Now, he couldn't shoot, but he had ugly handles, man. So him, Isaiah Thomas, like you said, big Mark Aguirre. People see me interacting with Mark, man. That was one of my childhood idols. And I feel blessed to be able to have that relationship with him after all these years, And I just respect Mark. I did not know Mark was so well-spoken. Did you know that? Did you know his intellect was that high? This is not downgrading.
I never looked at a person's, the way they speak. I never got caught up in that stuff, man, because some people do have learning disabilities, and so I never get involved in that, man, because until I get to talk to them and know who they really are and what they all about, Mark Aguirre, man, I mean, the things that he did on that court, man, was like unbelievable. I saw a special the other day about him, but also not just the guys that made it, like a Jamie Brandon, man. We got to give him his props. Give Jamie Brandon his props. Give Rashad Griffin his props. Even Thomas Hamilton. These guys. I know I'm naming king guys, but these are the guys that was getting down on the West Side. You got Hondo. Right. It's a lot of guys. Randy Brown. Mike New. I can go on and on, man. These guys played basketball in the city and did it well. Antoine
What about Gerald Haywood at High Park? Gerald Haywood, he was tough,
no
right?
No doubt. Gerald Haywood was a man. He was a prolific scorer.
Prolific, man. Prolific. Jerome Childs over at Robeson.
Michael Harmon.
Michael Harmon.
Man, come on, dude. So Tim Hardaway, we want to give them their roses while they still here. So, and I'm reading the timeline, people chiming in, Ray McCoy, We just gonna keep dropping it. We gonna keep dropping them. If y'all put them out there, we gonna start talking about them. So keep them coming.
Somebody said they creeping on here at work. Are you at work watching the whole ball? Yeah, Damian Porter said Gerald was his idol. I mean, Gerald Haywood, man, he knew the Hyde Park wasn't finna beat Simeon, but he was finna walk up out of there with him 25 and 30 at night, man.
I think one year he led the public lead in scoring, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. 1 year he led them in scoring the public lead. Bad man.
Hey, give my guy Deion Butler some love, man. Deion Butler, man. The soft-spoken guy, man. The Butler boys, man. Deion Butler, my main man. People used to try to pit us against each other. Oh, yeah, you know, he might not know it, but I used to always hear, "Oh, Bob, you better than him," and then people, "Oh, Deion, you better than him," you know. But it was Deion's team. So how have I got any arguments with this man? You know, I love Deion. Deion was cool with me. We never had any friction. So shout out to my man Earl Deion Butler, man.
Yes, man. Give Deion, we want to give you your roses, man, while you still here, my brother. Love you, man. JJ Anderson, we want to give you your roses while you're still here, my brother. Love your game, man. Respected your game. Boise Winners, we want to give you your roses, my brother, while you still here. You did your thing between those lines. 94 feet, my brother.
Now, somebody say Skip Dillon. Give it up to Skip Dillon, man.
Give it up for Skip Dillon.
Top of the key, man. They was counting them as threes.
Them Dillon boys was bad, though. Quentin was a bad boy, too. We got to give Quentin, his younger brother, some props, too.
I ain't know he had no younger brother. Wow, yeah, okay.
Q. We got to give Q his props. Frederick Hughes, Chris Hughes, Calvin Upshaw, Wade Jenkins. Man, Wade Jenkins from Carver High School.
That's throwback. Johnny Melvin.
Johnny Smooth Melvin, man.
Yeah.
Man.
Calvin Upshaw.
What about my man Tony Freeman? We got to give Tony Freeman his roses while he's still here.
Yeah. The Fowler brothers, Mark, Alonzo Bird, Mark Fowler, Scott Fowler, Steve Rose.
Give them their roses,
oh, man. Give it to them. Y'all getting roses today, man.
And I gotta jump over there to the Julian Irvin, the Irvin brothers. You know, Lanny and Byron Irvin. You know, give them their roses while they still here.
What about Day that was over there?
Mac Irvin. Let's give Carl Harris his roses, man, while he played at Simeon High School.
Carl, baby.
Let's give him his roses, man. Terrell Jackson, Sharon Arnold. Let's give them their roses, man, while they still here. My man.
Yeah. Who else we got? We don't want to leave nobody else out. Y'all throw some more names out there. Damian Porter. Who else we got? Anybody we missing?
Bernard Randolph. Ooh, we talked about him a little bit yesterday.
Smooth stroke, Bernard.
I know we tend to forget some of these names, man, because Phillips High School had some. Bernard St. Anthony Robeson. I mean, he was a bad man. Jerome Childs at Robeson High School. Dunbar. Terrell Jackson Farragut, who also played with me, you know. So it was there's some names that we probably forgetting, and hopefully some of
our Doherty.
Listeners. Joe Doherty, my man, my main man.
What about Cato?
Reginald King, Cato. Anthony Manuel from Crane, Derek Young from Crane, Corey Blackwell from Crane, Snake, Ken Norman from Crane. Let's drop them names, man. Give them their roses, because these boys were bad.
My man Irvin Small, man. Give it up to Irvin Small and Nick Anderson and Baby D, and give it up to all them boys. Big Mark Bradley, Melvin Nunn, Mario Bailey. I could go on and on at Simeon. I can name all of them. Flash Gordon. Flash, what's up with it, man? Lil Archie. Remember Lil Archie that played at Simeon? He ended up leaving, but Lil Archie was a bad player, man.
From the Robert Taylor.
He's from the Taylors? Okay.
Yeah. Steve Hollins, Tim Bankston, Marlo Fenner, Terry Bradley. Come on, man. These guys on our timeline are dropping it, man. It's bringing back memories for real. What about my Leo people? My Leo
Randy Dawes. Remember Randy Dawes? What was this other man that was with him? I can't remember the other
Chris Henderson.
Chris Henderson. Yeah.
Tyrone.
The guard that we had on here. They
Yeah.
went pro. What's my
White.
man? Donald Whiteside.
That's right, Donald. And I can't forget about my man, the point guard from King High School, Amari Sawyers. People
Yeah,
don't
somebody
talk
just
about
put
him.
Amari Sawyer. Had
Let's
his
give him
own
his
shoe
rose.
contract in high school, man. Puma, baby. Who
Wow,
we got? Eugene Brown.
somebody dropped Nate, your boy Nate on here.
Driggers.
Yeah.
Nate Driggers. Yeah, Nate was tough too. Them Callers boys, my boy Mario Jones that played at Callers, man. They was in the blue, but Mario, he got his money out there, man. Shout out to Mario.
I haven't heard this name, Dominique Young. Oh, went to Fresno
Dominique.
State. Went to Fresno State and did his thing.
Which
Man,
Dominique was that? Was that the one that was at Brother Rice? Because one of them was at Brother Rice.
I don't know what high
Tall,
school
light
he
skin.
was.
Okay.
No, he was a guard. He was a guard.
Okay,
Dominique
this Dominique was like 6'8".
Yeah. Tracy Ice Dildy. Ramil
Trey Deal. Shout out to Trey Deal, man. Melvin Bradley.
Lavertus Robinson. We can't forget about Lavertus Robinson.
Forget about Lavertus.
Give him their roses.
You said Laurent Crawford, right?
No, we didn't mention Rent. So you just did it. You
said Johnny Selby.
Johnny Selby. We didn't say Johnny Selby. So yeah, man, that's what I said. There's so many names, man. But I want our people on our timeline to chime in. St. Anthony. That's what I said. I had said St. Anthony. St. Anthony was one of the best shooters, but we can't forget about Paul either. Paul Lawson, who was on that Phillips team too, who was a bad man. Keith Jackson was a bad man on that team. I can't forget about my Dunbar people either. They had my man Lonzo Skanes, a bad boy.
Right.
Keith Stalling at Dunbar High School. They had some bad boys at Dunbar High School. Let's give them their roses while they still here.
What about Cubby Dildy over there at Hales Francisco, right? Was that
who was he at Hales? Bad man.
And somebody said the Lampley brothers, Lamar Lampley and all his brothers,
man.
Yes, they used to come out to the Hunters and hoop his little brothers, man. Them dudes was up. Y'all like, dang. Them dudes was huge,
Richardson,
man.
We can't forget about Q.
Yeah.
Q Richardson, man, doing their thing. Paul McPherson, man, keep them names coming. Kendall Gill, Keith Gill.
Yeah, Kendall Gill,
Bobby.
Keith Gill. I saw Paul McPherson. I always tell Paul McPherson his rise to fame was meteoric. Like it was like he went from JUCO to DePaul to the league in 1 year. Shout out to Paul McPherson, man.
Paul McPherson.
And what about my man Bynum? Crossover Bynum. Big bro.
At Crane High School. Crane High School.
What else? We had the boys on there from the West Side.
I see somebody who? Kiwan Garrison. That's right. A lot of people don't give him his just due. We gonna give it to him on All Ball Chicago. Kiwan
Mike
Garrison.
Mike, the Three Amigos.
Fernando Bunch, man. Fernando Bunch. I don't think Fernando Bunch is still with us, man. But man, he was a bad little dude.
So we got Johnny Boy, Sherelle Ford, Mike Finley, the Three Amigos. Shout out to them, man.
Yeah,
putting that Eisenhower.
Ronnie Fields.
Ooh. Ronnie Fields, man. They say had a 44-inch vert. Man, come on, man. Come on. He was a man child.
I think he said he had a 50 when he was on the show. Yeah.
Damn.
Big George Montgomery.
Big George Montgomery.
Durrell Walker.
Antoine Walker.
Give them a rose.
Weezy. My man, even though they're in the league, Doc Rivers, man. Give it up to Doc Rivers.
No, man, he's from Chicago and he did his thing. We got to give him his roses and tell him how much we appreciate it.
We appreciate you, man. Mo Cheeks, upstanding guy. From the projects.
We don't talk about Mo Cheeks at all that much, man. And Mo Cheeks, one of the guys that laid the foundation of those point guards from the career.
Sure did.
Paul Bean.
Point guard Greg. Okay. Ricky Green.
Nobody talks about Ricky Green. Up to Ricky Green.
Lightning quick.
Yes, Kelvin
Upshaw.
Upshaw.
Guys I really looked up. Upshaw, right? Who else we got?
Ralph Davis, who did his thing between them lines. You know,
Okay.
so it's Marty Murray. Okay, I'm looking at the timeline, man. We trying to read them too. Phil
Russell
Henderson.
Cross.
Okay, we took Russell Cross, but Phil Henderson, Norm Brown, Rodell Davis, Brandon Cole, Sam Mack. That's that South Holland.
Right.
Them boys that was
Duckworth?
getting down. Duckworth, them boys were getting down out there, man. So we giving y'all
Right.
roses. Sam Mack giving y'all roses
Sam
while
Mack.
you're still here.
Luther South, Pierre Cooper. Pierre Cooper was cold back then.
There you
One
go.
of the big guys from Luther South, man. I figured Pierre Cooper. What was my man named Michael Conley Jr.'s dad that played, but he was in track and field, but he's one of those guys.
Yeah,
Michael Conley Sr.
I mean, he
Michael
still
Conley
was a
Sr.
bad. He still was a bad dude when he was running track.
Somebody said Joe Stiffen.
Yes, sir.
They didn't put out Joe Stiffen on us. What's up, man?
No,
What's an Alibaba, man?
You can't just call him Joe Stiffen. That's Jumping Joe. Jumping Joe
Jumping
Stiffen.
Joe.
Baby. That's what his name was. Jumping Joe Stiffen. Give him his roses while he's still here. Fred Marshall is his teammate. Give him his roses while he's still here. Luther Head, Curtis Price from St. Rita. Give them their roses while they're still here. Go ahead, Bob. Your turn to drop them.
Looking at, they got Big Anthony Davidson from Collins, Curtis Price from St. Rita. Who else we got over here? I think me and you getting two different feeds over here. I think so.
Okay, I got Ray Thompson from Argo. That was my guy. Antoine Davidson from Carver. Jackie Crawford was a bad little guy from at Simeon. Eddie Johnson, Westinghouse.
Oh, Eddie Johnson.
Hershey Hawkins from
Hershey Hawkins.
Anthony Manuel Train. I think I may have said that already, but it's okay to repeat it.
Right.
I mean, keep it coming, guys, because, man, this is a show
who else we got
that we want to give back and give them their roses.
D-Rose, man. Let's get D-Rose his
Rose.
club, man, for being a hard-nosed young man that stayed the course, man. The average person would have been quit. Shout out to D-Rose, man. And all the other guys, Kendrick Nunn,
that's
Hayden Horton Tucker.
It ain't about them, the ones that made it. It's about the ones that you appreciated when you were watching them, whether that was in middle school, whether that was in high school, whether that was in college. Give them their roses, man, and tell them how much you appreciated their game.
Hey, give it up to Trash, man. Give it up to Trash, man. Sean Wright, man. Give it up. His son just won the JUCO National Championship, and he was the MVP. So give it up to Trash, man.
Townsend Orr. Okay, man, that's a name from the past, man. Townsend Orr. Rashad Griffin, the big fella. King High School. Ty Robb averaged 40 points a game against King High School and Phillips High School in his senior year. 4 games, 165 points. My man, he put up some numbers.
My man David Knight, the smooth lefty. David Knight.
David Knight.
Give it up to David Knight. Yeah.
And a lot of people don't give my man his just due. Lowell Hamilton. Who went to Providence St. Mel and they won state championships, you know.
Yeah.
Tracy Webster, you know, Tracy Webster. Come on, we got it.
I said maybe Melvin McCants, didn't I? From Mark.
Yeah, we said you said him.
And James Farr. What about the Mendel boys? My boy Tracy Nicholson.
There you
Mark
go.
Don. Mike Hampton. Andre Banks. Soterio Harris. Don Johnson. I was at Mendel, so I remember a lot of them dudes, man.
Oh, shout
out to the Mendel boys, man. Shout out to them, man.
Randy Brown, yes, sir. Randy Brown. And then we go to the Evanston side, you know, Everett Stevenson, you know, who did his thing over there at Evanston High School. Kenny Battle, you know, in the Roy.
Kenny Battle.
Did his thing. So give him their rose.
Little Ryan Boatwright, national champion out of here in the Aurora, went on to UConn and playing the league. Little Ryan Boatwright. Shout out to Ryan Boatwright, man. To put Aurora on his back, man. Took it as far as anybody can take it.
Kenny Pratt. Tyrone Dowd. That's right. That's what I was thinking about when I was thinking of Leo. Tyrone Dowdy. He was a bad boy, man. He was a bad. We can't forget about the suburbs, deep suburb, north suburban. John Shire. John Shire was a
John
bad little
Shire.
dude, man.
Ooh,
He
fill
did
it
his
up,
thing.
boy.
Chris
Fill it up,
Chris
man.
Chris Henderson. I think we dropped him already. We dropped his name. Come on, guys. Come
Somebody
on.
said Deron White. They said Deron White and okay, we said Andre Banks. So Deron White. They said Big Lib. We gave Lib a shout out in the beginning. Lynn Moffett.
Appreciate you. The Gill brothers. That's right. Kendall and Keith. We can't forget about Bobby Smith either. Bobby Smith was a part of that team. We said Corey Blackwell. We said Terrell Jackson Farragut. Come on, guys. Let's keep these names
Let's
coming.
throw out some coaches, man. Rob Smith, man. Good job over there at Simeon, man. Being more than just a coach. You're a mentor and you're a leader of men. Same thing, my man over at Orr. What's my man name? Luke. Coach Luke. Is that all here? Orr. Shout out to Coach Lou over there, man, for being a mentor over there. And Mike Oliver over at Curie. Shout out to them guys, man, for taking the Head brothers, Terry Head and Chris Head over there on the west side. Give it up to them, man, for taking time out. So yeah.
Trent Jackson, Cedric Banks, Andre Brown, Bobby Simmons, D Brown. We want to give you guys y'all roses while you're still here. We are not about that on this side, man, about hating, and we want to uplift our community, man. So big shout out. And also, man, from our guy Mike Williams, who De La Salle alum, did his thing, man. So we gotta give people they roses while they still here. Michael Wright, man, we lost Michael Wright, but yes, sir, Michael Wright was a beast, man. He was on that team with Ronnie Fields and Kevin Garnett. So yes, big shout out to Michael Wright, man. My condolences again goes out to the ones that we lost, that we didn't get that opportunity to say how much we appreciate them. So we want to give those props to the ones that's here still with us today and let them know how much we really, really appreciated them.
Absolutely, man. And people got to understand that everybody's not going to go pro, but that doesn't mean in our eyes you're not a pro. You're a pro if you choose to love the game of basketball. You're a pro basketball lover. So we're going to love on y'all today, man. We got roses for everybody.
That's right. Sharon Arnold. Oh, somebody dropped Matt Loddick. Ken Collier. Yes, sir. We said Snake already. Alvin Robertson. Okay, that was one of yours. Because it's not just about Chicago. We got people that's from different states that watched other people. You can drop their name, and then share the video with them. Let them know how much you appreciate them. Reggie Smith, South Shore. That's right. Reggie Smith was a bad boy.
Yeah, you say from other states. Well, I got to give a shout out to Jackson, Mississippi, man. The way they embraced me when I went down there. All them boys down there. I'm telling you, I started dunking when I went down south. My lazy ass wasn't dunking here. I got down there. I told you, got to see them little dudes dunk. Oh, hold on now. He 5'2", I'm 6'2". I should be able to dunk the damn ball. So shout out to Jackson, man. Jackson, Mississippi, my boy Eric Strugglers, Tyrone Kidd, Lindsey Hunter, Ryan Lothridge. I mean, a big Dwayne Godfrey, all them boys, man. I love them boys, man. They embraced me even though I was a city boy down there, and thank y'all for embracing me when I came down there. I know y'all thought I was a gangster, but I wasn't. See what I'm saying? Don't judge Chicago dudes by that Chicago stigma, because not all of us are bad guys. So shout out to the
Eric Anderson, who we lost too. We lost Eric Anderson. I know it's people that wanted to say, man, how much they appreciate his game, but they never got the opportunity to say it because for whatever reason, man. But that's why I think we should start opening up. It doesn't mean that you riding them, or how people say, man, if that's your guy and you appreciated him, man, say it. Let them know, man, because I'm the type of person, man, that I think about this like, man, I had an opportunity to say something to Kobe Bryant and tell him how much I really appreciated his game, but I'm thinking it's going to be another time that I see him so I can say it then. And now he's no longer here. So now, man, we got to give him their roses. George Iceman Gervin. was somebody
Right.
that I looked up to. So I'm gonna give him his roses while he's still here.
Absolutely, man. George Gervin. LeBron, man. I think LeBron, people not going to appreciate LeBron until he's gone, because here's a guy that lace him up. Although he just rolled what they doing in the league. People flopping, I'm going to flop, you know. But LeBron, in my opinion, I mean, he's one of the top 5 best players of all time. And I told people my all-time greatest 5 in the NBA history is Michael, Kobe, LeBron, who else I say? I said KD, and you could throw Jabbar or Kareem Wilton there, or Shaq in that center position. But them 4 right there, LeBron, KD, Mike, and Kobe, man, I'm going anywhere with them dudes, man. So let's get them boys their roses while they here. Rest in peace to Cole Kills, though. But to MJ, you know, MJ still catch a bad rap no matter what he do. And, you know, another thing, Liam, people were saying that Mike was in the Illuminati. Remember that? Until they watched that 30 for 30 and they realized he is the Illuminati. He is the one that'll come to you in your dreams and scare the hell out of you because he didn't take no stuff. So shout out to Michael Jordan, man. The real teammate. You going to come up here and play with me or you going to get up out of here. But I love the story you told me about Michael. You know, you had a chance to hang out with him. So give Mike his roses. Yeah,
man. Give them their roses while they still here. I'm reading more time, you know, people chiming in. Sam Smallwood, give them their roses while they still here. Marlon Maxey, somebody put Marlon Maxey out there that they appreciated his game. Give him his roses while he's still here. Sean Livingston out in Peoria, give him his roses. Yeah. Man, Peoria had David Booth, give them their roses while they still here.
Iguodala, he from down there.
Springfield.
Yes, that's just people don't understand. We call anybody Van Vliet. He from Rockford, but don't let nobody. If you say he from Chicago, he from Rockford. Guess what? This is Chicagoland area. Nobody leaves Rockford and go to Detroit and say they from Rockford. They go say, "Well, we're from Chicago." We all do it. So yeah, man.
Yeah. So Frankie Williams. That's right, Frankie Williams. Trevon Huge, man, kid was bad, man, from the Robert Taylor's, another kid from the Robert Taylor home that was doing his thing, man. So shout out to my man Huge, man. I pray that all is well with it. Everybody, man, is chiming in, man. I hope you guys are in good health. Frankie Williams, I think we said that. Solomon Ware, man, you was my guy in high school. Michael Nix, who went on to play baseball, but he was my shooting guard in elementary school. So big shout out to my man Nix.
What about Carl Nix?
Carl Nix. I never met Carl Nix as far as, you know, but let's give him his roses while he's still here.
Didn't he play with Indiana State with Larry Bird?
I think he played with Larry Bird.
Right.
Alfonso Ellis repping the Boogie Town. That's right. East St. Boogie, baby. Alfonso Ellis. That's right. Give him his roses while he's still here. Quanzo Mart, give him his roses while they still here.
Right. Quanzo Mart, right.
Big shout out to East St. Louis Lincoln, man. They had a powerhouse, man. They took us down, man, in '87. So they definitely was repping, but it ain't about the team. It's about giving them their roses, man, because what they meant to that town and that area, give them their roses while they still here.
That's right. That's right. And to all the coaches out there who sacrificed down there in Peoria, because Peoria has always been a powerhouse, like Marian Catholic, them type of schools, man. They was always powerhouses in football or whatever. So yeah, man. Shout out to their whole administration, man. Y'all get roses too, man, because it's a sacrifice, and that's when we had the community live to raise the child. Remember?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we missing that. So I don't want to, keep naming, just players, like you said, some coaches. Michael Clark, who was at Manley High School, who started grassroots in Chicago, doing a lot of grassroots program, him and Ham. So let's give them their roses while they still here, Coach Ham. You heard a lot of people talk about Coach Hamp and Michael Clark.
Everybody talk about Coach Hamp, man.
And that's because they were touching young kids, man, getting them to, be active in the community, playing a sport, whether that's baseball, basketball, football, whatever it may be. They were in there, man, helping us become somebody one day. So big shout out. Can't forget about my man Hope with the Dynasty program out of Ida B. Webb. doing his
Mm-hmm.
thing. So give Hope, my man, his rose is why he's still here. Dynasty for life, my man.
Mr. Pittman over there, man, that was at South Shore and Carver for years. Give it up to Mr. Pittman, man. You know, Mr. Pittman, you was a rough dude. Don't grab you by your shirt, punch you in the chest. Hey, man, you gotta get ready, man. I'm like, damn, okay. Give it up to Mr. Pittman, man. He ain't take no stuff. Mr. Martin that was over there. So, man, all the people that poured into young people, man. Your boy, Coach, that's at Cleveland State, Coach Gates.
Gates.
Give it up to Coach Gates, man. Very well-spoken gentleman, man.
We can't forget about my man with the hoop dreams, Arthur Agee, who's doing his
Arthur
thing.
Agee.
Arthur Agee. You know, so
Yeah.
give him his roses, man. He created that. Him and the guy that he did the video with, but to get that hoops dream out like that, man, and do the story, what was behind it, and his life, give him a shot, man. Give him a shout out. Give him his roses while he's still here. Coach Chris Head, we got to give them their roses while they still here, man. Coach Head was a bad man, man. Westinghouse was winning them championships back then too, boy.
Yeah, we give it up to some of the guys that came on the show. Terry Porter, you know, Artis Gilmore, Rick Barry, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, Terry Cummins, you know, all those guys, Dorothy Gators, you know, all of them, man. Give them their roses, man, while they still here, man.
My brother,
you know,
I got my brother Edgar. You know, I'm giving his roses while he's still here, man. He taught me the game. He taught me the game, man. So give them their roses while they still here, man. Let them know how much you appreciate them. You know,
absolutely, man. This was the Rose Show, y'all. We said Bobby Simmons. We always seem to leave. Somebody always leave Bobby Simmons off. He's so quiet. Shout out to Bobby Simmons, man. We got the same name, Bobby. Can't forget you, baby. Bobby Smith. You don't remember Bobby Smith? He was here before when you left, but Bobby Smith was a cold brother. He went to Villanova. He's from Chicago. He left for a minute, but give it up to Bobby Smith. He was cold too, man.
Right.
Them streets, man. Them streets,
Patrick,
man.
that's right. Patrick Beverly. You know, who came in the back door to make it to the NBA, you know. And that's what I like to talk about a little bit before we, you know, keep going, giving people their roses. That people sometimes tend to think that if I don't get drafted, then it's over. You know, you may get in through the back door. You may have to go overseas, improve yourself, and then you come back, you know, this way and see what happens. You know, and that's what he did. Patrick Beverly went overseas, was doing his thing. Somebody called somebody eye, and look, now he's in the NBA making crazy money. We can't forget about Juwan Howard. That's right, Jonathan. That's right. That's right. We can't forget about him.
Jerence Howard from down there in Peoria, right?
Peoria. That's right.
Kevin Foots. Give it up to Kevin Foots, man. I still got to get some of that barbecue sauce, man. He blowing up with that, man. So shout out to Kevin Foots, man. Sko Hayes, man.
Sko Hayes. That's right. Sko Hayes. Got to give a shout out to Sko Hayes, man. Give him his roses while he's still here. I mean, St. Joseph had a bunch of guys that was doing their thing, man. So big
give it up
shout
to
out.
my guy Ron Mayfield. Mayfield, you was a tough boy too. So I'm gonna give it up to you, Ron Mayfield. If it ain't nothing else, you cool with all them boys, man. You know everybody.
Tony McCoy. Let's give it up for Tony McCoy, man. He laced them up and was doing his thing on that court. So let's give him his roses while he's still here. Love you, man. Keep doing your thing, Tone.
What about Carvel Bailey? Carvel,
give him his roses while he's still here.
Yeah, and your boy Daryl Jefferson from out there at Cole. Let's give it up to Daryl Jefferson, man. Even though Cole man, y'all never broke through all the way, but y'all boys was hooping though. So shout out to y'all boys.
Give it up for the big fella, Priest Lauderdale. He's from Chicago and went on to Central State as well, and was doing his thing. So let's give our boys the roses while they still here. Terry Cummins, give him his roses while he's still here. Julian Wright, give him his roses while he's still here.
Yes, indeed.
Man,
anybody we missed, man, we ran it off for about 35 minutes right there.
Man,
35, 40 minutes.
that's what makes All Ball Chicago special. We're not just here. We're not just here to give some kind of news. We want people to come on and tell their story.
Right.
Tell a story. We ain't trying to interview you. We might start off by saying who put the rock in your hand. So if you want to come on All Ball Chicago and you got your story, you want people to hear because the media may have twisted it and put it somewhere kind of way, and you want to get it, you want to share and set the record straight. Let's do it. Come on, All
Right.
Ball Chicago.
That's right. 'Cause we're gonna definitely keep it real with you. And I appreciate them boys from All Basketball Talk, man, for promoting the video over there, showing love to us, man. I put the video in their room and they showed love to All Ball Chicago. So, and all the other sports rooms that I be posting our video in. Thank y'all for allowing me to share that stuff with y'all. You know, we just trying to keep it 100. Hey,
Oh,
man,
my cousin. That's right. I can't forget about my cousins, man. Come on, man. Steve-O Rice
Steve
was a bad
Rice,
man.
Tony Rice.
Steve-O was a bad man. And let's give a shout out to Parks that gave us that opportunity. 18th Street, you know, Hilliard Homes, the Robert Taylor Homes, 39th Street. That gave me an opportunity to go play basketball. Let's drop some of those names. Let's drop some of the mentors that was in that area, you know. So drop some of the names where you learn how to play.
We got Gately down there on 103rd where they used to hoop at out of Gately, and then you had the park on 95th, Cole Park. You know, my park on 99th and Princeton. I mean, we got down over there, Fernwood, where Mike used to come. I mean, Emmett, shout out to Emmett Lynch, man. Give it up to Emmett Lynch, too. Your main man, man.
Right.
You know, from the Hunters. From out there in the Hunters.
Give them their roses while they still here.
The Ickies, man, they end up putting the rim outside out there. They put fiberglass backboard, full court in the Ickies, man. I was like,
shout out. We got to give a shout out to Lefty B-Boy. You know, Lefty
B-Boy.
You know, they about it, man. The Demon program, basketball program, the Illinois basketball program, Damon Porter, what you doing back in Chicago? All the guys is doing stuff and giving back and trying to help our youngsters, man. Big shout out to you, man. Let's give you your roses while you still here.
That's right. All the guys from these AAU programs, the Fire, the Speed, I mean, Mean Streets. You know, I know y'all can't please everybody. Everybody want to be pleased, but it takes a lot of people, man. Take a strong heart to go out here and give up yourself for these young people. So, in Chicago, we definitely know Chicago's in a tough spot right now with the gun violence. So, thank you to all of y'all who's putting them time in.
Yeah, can you imagine though, Bob, back in the day, back in the 80s? I'm just gonna say the 80s because that's the era we was, you know, coming up in. That a lot of those mentors weren't even getting paid, man. They did it because they wanted to make sure we didn't go down the wrong path, man. So that's why I like to give a shout out to those guys that was the Hopes, the Robert Reeds of the world, Hope, Dynasty program, Michael Clark, Coach Hamp. Those guys basically saved my life. I'm just going to say it, saved my life, because if it wasn't for a sport, I don't know what I would probably be doing.
Right.
I just don't, you know, and they introduced me to the game of basketball, you know, and got me playing along with my family, of course, but they had an opportunity to take me to different places that I probably wouldn't have gone to, and started playing basketball. So big shout out. I owe a lot to Hamp and Coach Hope and Michael Clark, you know, because they took me up under their wing and showed me a lot. So, man, I have to give them their roses while they're still here. So Michael Clark and Hope and Coach Hamp, man, I really appreciate what you've done for me, what you did for me. So I love you guys. Hope you're watching. And if you know them, please share the video with them, please.
Absolutely. I often wonder what my grammar school coach is. Tyrone Lawrence. He was an all-state, all-American wrestler at Illinois State, but he ended up being our grammar school coach. The man could shoot lights out. I could never beat him. Even when I went to high school and came back, I still couldn't beat him. So shout out to Tyrone Lawrence, man. Where you at, man? I ain't seen you since grammar school, man. I was your main man. I was his big man. So, hey, man, I wonder where that guy is, man. So Tyrone Lawrence, Mr. Lawrence, if you're out there, man, I'd love to hear from you, man. Evangelical Christian School. That's where I went to school at.
That's what's up,
shout out to him.
Yeah, man. IIT, yes, right. IIT, the pro-am, man, kept a lot of guys, you know, playing basketball, great competition. Dallas Comegys, wow, didn't hurt hit Dallas Comegys. Jonathan is bringing out a lot of names. Rod Strickland, definitely 63rd and the lakefront playing ball. I've played over there, many times too. Kevin Graves, Tony King, Eddie Cox from Farragut. Yes, man, give them their roses while they still here. Damian Evans, let's give them their roses while they still here.
Big Conrad Harris from over at Mendel. Shout out to Big Conrad. Big Conrad, give him his roses while he's still here too. Big Connie. Let's see who else we got. Let me see.
Until your family members, man. People we losing our family members. That you may think they're gonna be here one day and the next day they're gone. So to all the Liberty family, Rice, Dawson's, Pittman's, I love you guys all. I love you from the bottom of my heart. So I know we don't talk that much, but I do love you. And I just want to share that.
Same here. Same with the Reeds, man, and all my family out in the South and all of that, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Thanks for putting up with this little kid, man. And Lord knows that was not always a walk in the park, Jack. But I've done better. I've done better, man. But that was a good one, man. We gave y'all roses, man, and it was all fun, boy.
Oh, we can't forget about Cappy Poindexter, Daryl Arnold from Leo. So, man, this was a show that was dedicated to giving them their roses while they still here. And
that's right.
I think we got our message out, that how much we really, appreciate our listeners for one, and keeping us hot, man, keeping us hot out, in Chicago, and letting people know that, man, we all about uplifting each other and not tearing them down. That's
right. All positivity, man. We're not gonna be on no Matt Barnes. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to them boys, man.
You about to go there right now. See,
shout out to them. Hopefully they can get through that, because they grown men, they black men. They need to be able to handle that better in public. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, and I think we talked a little bit about that yesterday, about how we can tend to get caught up in certain conversations or certain situations, and then putting somebody down to get whatever you want to get out of it, likes or whatever, the ratings. But at the end of the day, we are still humans. You are hurting someone's feelings.
Right.
I know some people will say, well, you got to have tough skin. Not necessarily. You don't have to say anything that's bad to them. If you have a problem with somebody, maybe you need to get to the root of it and say, man, are you okay for what happened to you back in the day, man, when you were that number one player taken? Are you okay mentally? Maybe it is something that was bothering you, but you don't come to man, not on some airwave and talking about each other, going back and forth. So I think it's a way they could have handled that. But we all know people in the game for making some dollars, man, and that's what happened.
That stuff sells too. That stuff, I'll go to, like I said, I went to Kwame's page, and now he's selling merchandise. He got a shirt called NBA Bust. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a bust. Like, well, I gotta be a bust, and he made over what, 20, 30, 40 million dollars, man. So we have to be able to define what bust really is. And some dude tried to explain to me, well, he didn't live up to people's expectations. Yeah, that was people's expectations.
Exactly.
And I think that's what happens, man. So yeah, man. Shout out to Kwame Brown for coming out of secrecy and just, saying how he felt, man. Because that stuff can bother you, man. If people constantly talking about you. So yes, sir.
And I can't forget, man, because we talking about all the guys that we want to give love and give them their roses, but King, Ephraim Winters, I want to give him his roses while he's still here, and I know Ephraim is on Facebook. So Ephraim Winters, big shout out to you, man, because of you. Probably one of the reasons why I went to King. Reggie Footwork, another one. Give me your roses while you're still here. So, man.
I think somebody just mentioned him, too.
Yeah, I saw it.
Reggie Woodward. Yeah.
That's why I said it. So we got to give them their roses while they're still here, man. Big E, he was a bad boy. a bad boy. Yes, sir, man. So who else, Bob?
How about the guys from my neighborhood that raised me playing against pros when I was a shorty? Big Nate Case, they used to bang with Terry Cummins when they used to come up there. Tony Moores, Mike Rags, all these dudes was old school. I was 16 years old. They would let me play with the grown men. So that was my pro-am. That was my AAU. I got a chance to play with pros in the summer, dog.
That's what I'm talking about.
Shout out to Tony Moore and Big Nate and Talmadge and Tim Conley and all them dudes. These dudes can play. And I was like, I used to go home sometime like, Mom, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this. You know, man, you got a question like,
and I know you had some guys in your neighborhood. They used to come out there in blue jeans with no shirt on and give people the business.
Yeah. Bones. It was a dude around my neighborhood named Bones. Black ass Bones. Come up there, 40 steppers with the socks with the lines in them. You know what I'm talking about? The dress socks with the lines with his suit on. Man, hold my 40. Bones come out there and give you work. And we was like, damn, Bones? Bones, man, hey, shout out to Bones, man. Hey, he wasn't a hooper, but he'd come up there and kill you, boy. Smelling like liquor. That was my neighborhood.
We had a guy in our neighborhood. We called him Oh So Baby. Oh So. I'm oh so good. I'm oh so good. He would come out there, man, and give people the business. So big shout out to Ozo, man. I can't forget my man, my main man. I give him his roses while he's still here. All right. And big shout out to my man, Willie Jordan and Mark Jordan, the Jordan family, man. Took us, we became like family, from the low end. So not just on the hooping side, man. I just want to give you guys your roses and what you meant to me while you're still here.
Amen. And shout out to all the boys up at Cone School, man, when I used to hoop at Cone, because we had two places to hoop. We hoop on 99th and Princeton. But Cone was where all the street ball players was at. Princeton was like the college boys when they came home from school. So shout out to Cone School, my boy Big Boozer, Mike and Myron the twins, Life Boy, Kevin White. Man, Life Boy, they said this man was cold as Michael Jordan, but he got gunned down. But they had his name on the backboard. And I used to be like, who in the world is Life Boy? They were like, Bob, you ain't seen nothing till you seen Life Boy. So shout out to Life Boy. My boy Pickles, man. Pickles taught me that slow crossover, all that slow stuff. I used to be like, man, how is he killing them in slow motion? And that's why I stole my slow-mo game from Pickles. Shout out to Pickles, man. Me and Paul Pierce, Pickles, that's what they call him. Pickles, he played for Carver, man. He played with Terry Cummins and them at Carver back in the day.
My man. Give him his roses. Oh, I can't forget about my man at the P, Milton Biggins, man. Played high school basketball, but then went on to Miami, University of Miami, the U, and played football.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right there,
give them their roses while they still here. And I know we missing some names. That's why I was trying to get some of our listeners to put some names out there so we can refresh our memory. All right. Big Beasley, my man, Big Beasley, hooping with him. Richard Smith was doing a lot of great things with the Chicago Public Schools. Give him his roses. Arnie Duncan, he was on here. Give him his roses while he's still here. Barack Obama, give him his roses while he's still here.
Barack coming on our show too. He gonna come kick it with us one day.
That's right.
I can see him talking. Hey, Marcus, you were pretty good coming up. I was just the average guy. I can say,
man, you might have something there, boy. You sound just like him.
Yeah, man. This one of them feel-good shows, man. Me and Liv, we was on the phone for like 2 hours this morning. Liv was like, man, we need to do something. We got to get people their roses, man. And so, Chicago, we catch a bad rap.
Yeah, they still dropping them, too. Ronnie Lester, Donnell Nichols at Dunbar. I remember Donnell became a boxer. That's right. He became a professional boxer, heavyweight. Deion Thomas. Can't forget about Deion.
Big Deion.
We still want Deion to come on the show too. So we're gonna get Deion to come on the show. I know we missing some people, man, and
it's too many.
It's too many. It's too
We can
many.
only talk about what we can remember, and then that would
Yeah.
be everybody else. And my phone finna die my charger over there. So, man, this was a good one right here, though, man. 'Cause I
Man, no
feel like,
doubt.
man, what the world needs is love, man. And there's enough people out here trashing people, man, and we just not gonna do that, you know. So, all that, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit them cash apps, man. Me and Liv could use it because we're trying to really build up our merchandise, and we want to get shirts and jerseys and all of that stuff. And we really on to make it, getting it done. We just need a little help, you know, from our listeners, man. We got 100 shows up to date right now. We need some sponsorship. So hit Liv up, hit me up, man. Wherever it come from, man, me and Liv gonna chop it. It don't matter if you send it to him, you send it to me, however you send it. I'll make sure he get it, whatever. We just want to give y'all some all ball stuff. So when you out at the picnic this summer, you out kicking it, you got your all ball mask, you got your all ball hat, you got your all ball t-shirt. Ladies, get your all ball leggings.
And with that being said, my brother, man, to all of our listeners today, man, this was all about you guys and us, you know, sharing our memories of the people that we care about and wanted to give them their roses while they're still here. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you be on the lookout for our next show. It's going to be next week. We're going to drop something next week. And you just never know who's going to be that guest. So just be on the lookout.
That's right. I'm your boy, Robert Bobby Reed, and I got the legend, the NBA veteran, the McDonald All-American, your host, Margaret, living in the building. What you finna be on, big fella?
Man, I'm about to keep giving roses, man, while they still here.
Amen.
My brother.
Hold on. Marcus, you don't take your butt outside and drill that ball in the
Concrete. Welcome to All Ball. Format unique, all access for all y'all. What the spiel like? Back full of elite athletes that wanna teach and it speaks to the streets, so it feel right. Marcus Liberty, a legend on and off the court to give you what you need. Robert Reed is your co-host. Go. Yeah. Like and subscribe and follow like a crossover. Never know when might fall through this bitch tomorrow. So All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. 'Cause all I know is All Ball Chicago.